Arba, go ahead.
Hi, John.
Hi.
I just want to give you your flowers since you're here today.
Oh.
I said this on the other call that Brady did, but since you said he can't find the recording, you didn't get to hear what I said. So I was listening to a previous recording. I was like trying to catch up, to go
Yeah.
back and listen on a YouTube recording. And you were just doing a teachable moment like you're doing now. And you had like very frankly said that how you need to, there's so many tools that you need to just find um an opportunity. And even if you don't have the solution, make the solution. It was like an older video or something like that. So anyway, I was on a one-to-one with someone and she had just wrote a book and she had said that she needed to launch the book and she really didn't have a marketing plan. And I said, so you just need somebody to help you with your marketing plan and launch the book? And she was like, yeah. I said, I can do that. I have never worked with an author to launch a book, but because she said she needed that, I said, I can do it. She said, okay. And so,
That's
away
awesome.
I went and I charged her. I mean, I was just like, well, I'll tell you what. I said, you pay me by the hour because I'm just like making this up because I
Yeah,
remember listening to what you were saying and how and you just make it up as you go and I said well just pay me by the hour for strategy sessions
sure.
and I literally just used chat how how do you do a book launch and I can't all of this and so we kept going along with it and so I'm still working with her on doing this book launch
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, so I want to thank you for that. That was something I would have never thought of to, just
Yeah.
do what it is the customer is asking for and figure it out as you go.
Yeah, a lot of my products I've built that way. I literally just ask, like, what do you want? And this is one I've always struggled with this. I think probably most of you do. When somebody asks you what you do, I have trouble with that. And I've always struggled with that one because I'm still trying to figure out who I want to be when I grow up, you know? But what I came to not too long ago, and I think it works really, really well. Somebody will ask me, "What do you do?" And I say, well, "What do you need?"
That's what I did.
Yeah,
That's how I got that sale.
that's awesome. That
Yeah.
has worked for me over and over and over. That is classic.
Well, thank you again.
Absolutely. Yeah, anything that you need, just come on, come on this call. That's what this is for. I rarely have an agenda. Like when I open this call up, very rarely is there an actual agenda or I've created materials to present. It's not like that. I come on here, to basically help anybody with whatever you need help with. And, if nobody comes on, I just take off on whatever angle suits me and we go from there.
Can I be honest that that's why when I said let me try to catch up with what this whole internet dominators and all of this is and I listened to a previous recording and you were just like kind of just rambling. And I was like, what the heck? This dude is just I was like, he don't have no agenda, no training. But I just said, let me just listen. And I kept working and you were just dropping all kinds of nuggets. And then I told my husband, I said, I just listened to this guy, it was pretty interesting. And I told him, and then when I told him it worked. So you never know.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is I've got so much knowledge from so many customers that I've worked with over the years that I've probably forgotten more than I know consciously. But the deal is, when you ask me a question, I might be pulling it from 40 years ago. It's all there. It's all in my head. It's just I would never think to bring it forward until I'm asked.
Yeah.
So never be afraid to ask me anything. I've probably experienced it throughout my career somewhere. I've been in so many different things, and so there's a lot rattling around between my ears that all I need is a question to access it.
Yes. I can't remember if it was last week that I shared that I said I was really going to try to get into this the ACT the
Yeah,
ACT protocol. I did it.
awesome.
Um, and so I'm making progress. What I wanted to share or give a testimony, at least my personal testimony, is that so I started out on it and I had put in there what I thought I wanted to market. And then when I got to the here's and fears,
Okay.
and and then I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm ready to address those hears and fears. And so I said, let me go back to the start again. And I went back and I kind of did it a different way. And then when I got to the hears and fears, I was like, okay, I can handle those. So what I just wanted to say was what was really great about that is just imagine where I've been doing it of, throwing something out there and thinking I'm like coming up with something great and then wondering why am I not really getting any response. So this just straight out the bat helped me to kind of go back and say maybe that's not what I want to do and then find something that I could do. And it just took a little bit of tweaking to change. I think what I originally, just to say what it originally I was going to try to market a training subscription to recordings, right?
Mhm.
And and then I went for because it gives you a list of all of the different um, who to build the buyer, from. So I was
Uh-huh.
going for the top. I was like, oh, I'm going to go for the top with
Yeah,
these three. And then when I got to the here's and fears and what that group expected and what my competition was, I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to,
yeah.
do that. So I just wanted to thank you. So I'm making progress with it and I'll continually let you know.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for the update. Were you on the call? I don't know how many weeks ago it was, but I went really hardcore on the fact that I want you to fail.
I may have been, I don't know, but that's my mantra anyway.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit that. Like you brought up a really good point. The object is to fail fast. The
Yeah,
object,
I remember that one.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, the
Yeah.
object is to find the flaws and fail quickly so you can find the real thing and get to profit as quickly as
Yes.
possible.
Yes. And that's what I love about that. It allows me to do it
Yeah,
personally without putting myself out there like that.
exactly. Yeah, those tools, it's amazing the insight that AI can give us. It's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know like where that was when I was growing up. Like even the AI, the AIO, the optimization, when I started into this industry, it wasn't in SEO. I started in web development hosting. And it wasn't until I got all my clients up with websites, I'm like, okay, now what am I going to do? I've got all these people that could give me a lot more money if I can find what they need next. Again, it's the timeline. They have a website. Now, what do they need next? They need traffic, right? Perfect
And that's
solution.
where I'm at. And that's why this is so great for me because I've been designing websites since the 90s and
Yeah.
I do have a really good client base and this is what they want. They want me to help them with campaigns, but
Yeah.
I was like, no, I think I shared that with Brady. And but now once I do my first one, I can see where I can now go back to my existing client base and help them with their
Yeah.
campaigns.
Yeah. They all want help. They all need it. Um, and you can offer that service.
Yeah.
If you want to do the work, that's another thing.
No,
if
I'm not
you
going to
want to
do
do
it.
the
You see
work.
my thing? It says done with you.
Yeah,
I'm with
okay,
the done with you. I'm
there
not
you
going to
go.
do it for them. Mm-mm.
There you go. Yeah, that's the thing. You got to do what you love, but don't let it kill you.
Right.